Hello everybody, it is a beautiful day on this beautiful weekend and we are going to see a beautiful series in just a few moments. And of course, I'm the Screaming Monkey today, but I also have one guy that knows what he's talking about. Moxie, how is your weekend so far?
Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, with the win yesterday, of course, it got a lot better than it could have been. And now we have an exciting series against DKB. Of course, they just had a, I would say, pretty close best of 3 against Upper 5. It was 2-1 in the end for DKB. Maybe if you want, you can pull up the standings real quick so you can take a look at which teams moved on and which teams didn't.
Exactly.
But yeah, they just had a really close series. So we hope to potentially kind of, abuse the fact that they are already a bit tired, maybe a bit less focused, and we, are starting in fresh. On the other hand, of course, they are warmed up and we are not. So positives and negatives on both sides. But yeah, here we have the standings. Alisheim, tell us which teams went through.
Well, I can see the lower, it's not really the lower bracket, but on the standings on the bracket, the literally lower bracket, it's still the winners bracket, but we see E-Wolves winning against our dear Swiss friends. A little bit sad, but have to get that out of the way, and that means E-Wolves will play against a bit of a surprise. I would have guessed TOG would be a favorite, but hey, not even a single win. So yeah, ELS and TOG down to the losers bracket. So either E-Wolves or Omega Int Sport is what they're called, I think. They could be potential final enemies for tomorrow if we should be winning today. And if not, then all the teams that have lost so far are potential oppositions for those coming days. It's only one match today for us, while, as you already said, Moxie, for example, Upper 5 and Das Bank Diamonds, DKB Diamonds or whatever you want to call them, they played against each other today, earlier. I think they finished like 1 hour ago, so I personally gotta say, not a lot of time to prepare. And yeah. So, I hope, of course, that we will get the win against DKB, and then we would go straight, as you can see, like over there, into the winners final. But still, if we lose one, we can bring it back, no problem. But yeah, that is what has been happening so far. And now I actually have an interesting question coming through my mind, Moxie. You said, yeah, DKB, usually they are pretty strong, but they didn't look as promising against Upper 5. But if we look at the score down there, it just says 2 wins, 1 lose for both, for Foxnyr and for DKB. Do you think we looked better yesterday compared to DKB, against Nico Elite? Or what are your thoughts, like comparing those best of 3 series?
I think both sides were, in my opinion, pretty similar. I think for us, at least in our 3 games, for me, you noticed that we kind of ramped up. The first game was horrible to watch, basically. The second game was like semi-horribly to watch. And then the third game, they, I wouldn't say stomped, but it was a much clearer game compared to the other 2, right? So I think you kind of saw them ramping up, and I feel like the games between Upper 5 and DKB, at least, so either they were just closer, right? But it wasn't like one side slowly becoming better, but they were both sides just making many mistakes, punishing each other, just being messy all around. And it didn't feel like, even the last game, I was watching most of it, and then at the end, like the last 5 minutes, I didn't watch anymore. And I just saw like the Foxnyr tweet pop up on my phone that we posted that we're playing against DKB, and I was very surprised because when I stopped watching, I was like, oh, Upper 5 is winning this, basically. So it was even their last game was really close and really like messy and scrappy here and there. It's like I feel like the way we perform is really on us, it feels like, and less on the enemies, if that makes sense. It just kind of depends on what form of our voice comes up. And again, like I mentioned, the biggest issue, in my opinion, yesterday was the not even numbers part, not fighting with the numbers advantage or fighting with less, Just the boys can show what they did in game 3 yesterday and start off with that performance instead of having to ramp up to that. I think we should have a pretty decent chance.
Yeah, thanks for the analysis there. I think the first game, I don't know, to me it came down a little bit to this weird Foxnyr first pick. It kind of derailed everything, was maybe not the best of comfort zones because, well, it's kind of a new champion at this point. So you do have to maybe try it out once, and then they realized, hey, the Foxnyr first pick, it didn't really work. Maybe it is still prio pick, maybe you just ban it, whatever. I mean, he did get hotfixed, so he's a bit weaker, but yeah, you need to get used to him, you need to get warm with him. And yeah, we see many other prio picks right now, like, what is it? Jinx is a big one, of course. Suddenly Jarvan for us, I guess, if you have not seen the third game yesterday.
Yeah,
we played Morgana jungle, and Morgana jungle, okay, yeah, that's not like too outrageous. But we also played, let me let this vanish real quick so you can see the champ select. We also played Jarvan mid lane, so that is why now suddenly I'm thinking like, what, do we just pick Jarvan for mid lane now as an Ahri answer? What?
I mean, yeah, again, we were a bit surprised yesterday because, again, the match, just purely looking at the matchup, Jarvan into the Ahri didn't make that much sense, but I mean, we saw what Inspire did. He somehow one-tapped her at some point, even through the Spirit Rush, right?
And sorry to jump in there, but it was the game-winning catch, right? It was killing the Ahri and then taking Nashor and then killing them all. And that's so weird because, hey, to me, Jarvan is like an early game champion, right? And he was still one-shotting everybody in late game. But I just wanted to mention that real quick because, again, for those that didn't see it, the Jarvan actually worked through the entire game for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big surprise overall, and we'll have to see if some flex rules are coming out again as well. It was a double flex base with the Morgana as well, so we'll see if Foxnyr chooses to go for this again. This time around, they are on red side though, so they do have the counter pick. They do have a little bit more of a flexibility. The Jinx is also taken away, so no Jinx first pick for you. I think you have the sides wrong, by the way. I think you need to swap the names. I was really confused by the. There we go. We have the Zeri first pick for DKB, not for Foxnyr.
There we are. I'm sorry for that, guys. But joining into lobby and going quick is sometimes really hard. But yeah, of course, Moxie got my back, and now we have some interesting bans. We have the Foxnyr ban. We don't want to bother with that. Ivern ban against Donards. Okay, yeah, I can see that. And also interesting statements. You do not want to play the Ahri yourself on DKB's side. So it's interesting. It's really interesting what we are seeing so far. Now the Talia, you wanted some flexing, and Moxie, there we go, right?
I mean, Talia is a flex, yeah, and I think it's also really good into Zeri, right? I think Talia overall is pretty strong, right? Like just the champ overall. I personally hate playing against it because it just the floor. I always forget the pebbles. They always kind of. Yeah, I muted myself back and I slapped my mic. The pebbles she throws on the floor. the pebbles she throws on the floor. They are always really annoying to play against. And like, if you are a Zeri, right, and you want to dash in, you want to you ult and want to dash in, and there's all these like Talia pebbles on the floor, it just really limited to what you're allowed to do. So I really personally hate playing against, and I think it's really strong. And like you said, it's a good flex between jungle and mid, right?
Exactly.
And even support, but we have Nautilus, so it would be surprising to see the Nautilus go anywhere else.
Yeah, that Nautilus going mid lane. It's just the world's meta back then in the day when the Asian countries.
2019.
When the Asian countries were like, Nautilus mid lane, this is the best lane, by the way, but we're probably not going to see that. And we have to move a bit forward here. Finally, we can see the first 3 core champions picked for both sides. Now Moxie, Orianna, Leona, Xayah. How do you like it?
I actually like this a lot for us so far. I think Xayah kind of, just the ultimate to kind of deny the Orianna shockwave, because sometimes you have these crazy Orianna shockwaves, right, that just randomly find 3 people because the ball is just lying there and the team kind of forgets that the ball is there and then boom, you're dead. So Xayah can kind of counter that, which is really, really nice. Also, she's just good into engage overall, right? Leona goes in, she can just ult out, pull feathers back, and Leona just dies. I think it's really, really good for us. Not 100% sure how Xayah Zeri is. I think it should be pretty even overall. And of course, we have the Nautilus to kind of pin down the Zeri, the really mobile champion, right? With the ultimate. And yeah, I think I like it so far.
Yeah, looking perfect then. Now, you have the core champions that you always pick first, usually the strong ones and the flexible ones. Interestingly enough, DKB, they are just going for strong ones, pretty much. That's about it, right? No flexibility there, unless I'm going super crazy and I don't know, Orianna goes top or something. We still have this flex pick. Yeah, sure, Naughty Xayah, they should be on the bot lane. Taliyah can go mid lane, can go into the jungle, and I think she's really strong on both roles right now. So we picked the core, and now what do we have to do? We have to pick something to round the draft. You know what I mean, right? To make it smooth and hit hard. And of course, I don't think we are going to see any of those hovers to be... Okay, yeah, at this point we're just trolling, come on.
I mean, he has picked Shaco in, I think it was this split, no? Didn't he play Shaco one game? I think he played Shaco. And we are going to see the Jarvan actually. And now it's interesting because we have the same situation as we had yesterday with the Morgana, Jarvan. We don't know, is Jarvan going to go mid lane? In my head at least, I think Jarvan is better into Orianna than into Ahri, because Orianna is not mobile, right? She cannot dash out. So to me, true. I think early game might be harder because Orianna can bully a bit better, right? With her ball, you can kind of zone the Jarvan away. You know, auto attacks are a bit stronger than Ahri's auto attack, so it's probably harder lane.
Is that the passive, right?
The Orianna passive,
with the ramped up damage, right, for the early game.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So now, have we watched the LPL games today, everybody in the chat? Because we saw a really good Wukong performance there. So maybe that is why we also see a Wukong here now. And K'Sante will be the pick for the top lane. And what else are we seeing here? We are seeing another Shaco hover. I don't think that's it though.
I would be very, very surprised to get the triple flex in, basically, with the Shaco.
Yeah.
Twitch hover also interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be the Ornn. I mean, I was about to say, I'm a bit surprised. I thought they would go for the Ornn blind, basically, instead of the Jarvan. But of course, the Jarvan is a flex, right? So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I thought just to give a little bit more flexibility, as in to counter pick something, right? And for now, they are swapping in a way that Taliyah is going to go mid and Jarvan will go jungle. I think Jarvan into Wukong is not the best for Jarvan, if I'm not mistaken, but also not too bad. Maybe you can enlighten us a little bit more on that matchup.
Yep, I have to fix something real quick. So you're talking about Jarvan and Wukong.
Monkey.
And you remember my analysis on the last AD Bruiser versus AD Bruiser matchup yesterday? Remember that? Where I'm like, yeah, it's just, you know, you exist. You're diving people, you're jumping on people, your early ganks are kind of strong, and that's about it, really. That is just about it, and that's all that we have to know for now. So that's basically what both of them want to do. I feel like there are a lot of like special picks. Let's say you have Taliyah in the jungle. You know, Taliyah, a really, really special pick. She can do really special plays with Weaver's Wall and stuff. But then to me, there are like those 10 AD bruisers. You have a Lee Sin, you have a Wukong, you have, sure, like Rek'Sai. Yeah, Rek'Sai is a really good early game, but still in the mid game, all those champions that build like those bruiser-ish items, Black Cleaver, Spear of Shojin, what do I know, you know, all those classics, they kind of feel the same, right? Now, if you had Jarvan in the Orianna team, Jarvan would jump in, wombo combo, cool. If you have Wukong, he goes invisible, dashes in, wombo combo. It's not really too much of a difference for me. And it's also interesting, we saw the Y band, you know, it's one of those generic bruisers, and now we see Wukong and Jarvan. It's like, okay, you just pick another one and he kinda does the same thing, right?
Yeah, very, very true. And for me, I think really important this game will be how Inspire like plays the Taliyah, because for me at least the way I no Inspire or C Inspire, he's always just a really, really solid laner. He farms really well. He gets ahead, gets his playthings. You like hardly really loses lane. Sometimes he gets solo kills as well, right? But Talia is also is one of those picks where you kind of want to abuse the fact that one, you are basically Sonic when you hug walls, right?
Yeah.
And two, you have your Weaver's Wall at some point, right? When you reach level 6. You kind of want to abuse the fact that you have those two things and get your side lanes ahead. Of course, in this case, the Ornn, you don't really care that much about the Ornn, right? But you can at least assist your bot lane. And like I said already as well, with the pebbles she throws on the floor, right? It's really hard for Zeri to play. Even for Wukong, I think Wukong's W, his invis thing counts as a dash?
Yes,
doesn't
it is. He dashes.
Exactly.
The thing is...
So even when Talia has her floor and Wukong goes invis, even that is like not really denied, but at least slowed down a little bit, right?
Yeah, and you take a lot of damage, honestly. If you have a lot of AP on the Talia, then it really hurts. Like, I remember... Wait, what is the interaction now, though? I'm a bit lost. Now, just so we are on the same page. Talia does now stun if you dash through, though, or she grounds you at least, right? Is that
I think it's just a stun. I think it's a stun. It's not a ground. It is a stun, yeah.
But it basically means you cannot jump through the entire thing again. You basically touch one pebble in your stun and then in your dash, and then you get stunned, and then you're not dashing anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah, not all the abilities, so some dashes still go through. But for example, let's say Rakan W, right? Rakan W just gets cancelled. You just get like stopped mid-air, and it's really, really annoying to play against.
Okay.
It's really hard as well. Because the floor is just so big, and it kind of just blocks 90% of your engage angle, right? It's really, really hard and really annoying to play.
Okay, so at least I have a reason to be lost, because yeah, League is a game with a lot of champions, and knowing what every single champion does and then how he interacts with all the other champions. I just know against old Talia, when I would play somebody with a really long dash, let's say Kha'Zix with his leap, for example, if a Talia had a lot of AP, I could literally jump myself 100-0 through the stones. So that is the strength of Talia. I think now you just get stunned and stopped, but again, it's a bit wonky, and we have to jump straight into the game, by the way. We literally have to jump straight into the game because we are straight in the bot lane level 1 action and in the coin flip. What is happening? Donards dropping low. We are getting one. We are losing one. This is so hard. This is so stupid to fight. This is so stupid to begin the game with. It is a double kill so far. Akire, Miela and Zori so low. Mince will have to flash. And Moxie, I hope you were in-game already as well, and you have seen what the hell happened here.
Oh, can he get the... Oh, he actually gets the cancel.
Oh, no!
This is so important.
Okay.
He might even get it again, because Talia has a really, really long range, and they're all both so low.
Oh my god.
This is so important, actually, for him, or for the team.
Of course.
What happens?
Okay, back to you,
Quick summary, basically. Okay, so... We got the first blood. Good for us. The Xayah is ahead, or not ahead. She's probably like pretty much a little bit behind, because Zeri, of course, did get 2 kills. Zeri will go for the cull though, so she is a little bit weaker, pure stat-wise than the Xayah, right? So gold-wise, not that big of a difference, because first blood for 2 kills, so it's pretty even overall. But the important part is the fact that Inspire there was able to cancel Orianna, and Zeri's back like 3 times, basically, like a really long time. Like, Zeri is still not in lane. The second wave is already crashing together, and she's still not in lane. Orianna had to use TP as well, so that's TP down. So if she gets chunked, she has to walk back to lane. She doesn't have her TP to get back into the lane. You know, she's not allowed to take an unfavored trade at this point. Yeah, Zeri is ahead in gold, but will now not be ahead in XP. Will really not be ahead. She will be really far behind in XP, which means Xayah and Nautilus will hit their levels way earlier, which just means they're really strong overall.
A wonderful analysis there again. Now I ask myself, what about Zori picking up some extra XP? Maybe she would hit level 2 sooner compared to Miela, but so far both are still level 1. Now on top lane, as we learned, oh never mind, mid lane, Zerberus, are you really looking for this? This looked so risky because Mince is positioning himself really well. Something I also want to talk about here, leashless start is also a bit more favorable for the Jarvan because he has a little bit healthier and quicker clear. Well, okay, not healthier in the two jungle. Everybody is just super healthy, but he's a bit quicker, so that is why Cerberus could just try something in mid lane, right? While Wukong, as you saw it, I put the camera there, was a little bit slower. And mid lane, we see the flash on the Nexus. He wants to get this one. Mintz does not have flash, and this means it is the first real kill for Foxnyr.
Yeah, and this is also exactly what I said. Now the wave is under tower. Orianna does not have TP. She has to walk all the way back to base. Of course, luckily she does have the home guard, you know, so she... I think she has the home guard, does she? Because is it early enough in the game? Yeah, she still had a bit. I think she had a bit, I'm not sure. At least, yeah, but she's losing a lot of minions. Like I said, she lost like almost a full wave from that. And of course, her life, right, also matters. And the wave is pushing back into Inspire as well. Which, you know, he will find very enjoyable. Really nice roam from under Nexus there, taking the advantage back they had due to that cancel. Once again, they managed to push into the third wave because, you know, they were in lane much earlier, which meant under Nexus was back way earlier than Leona. Now mid lane.
Oh my god, mid lane. It is a 2v2. Who is going to drop here? Inspire really low, and obviously the one that we have to watch out for, Cerberus with a good flag and dragon. Now under Nexus is joining. Leona, sorry, also on the way, but slowly joining. Now it is a 3 versus 3, but we will still get the first kill here, and will another kill drop? No, is the answer. And this is a, I would say, clean 1-0 we take.
It's literally, like, I'm gonna give a lot of credit here, it's literally all due to this cancel bot lane. Due to this double cancel from Inspire bot lane. This whole scenario, the whole, like, all these events that just happened were all thanks to that. Under Nexus having better backports than the Leona in this case. It meant he would be mid lane earlier, like you just saw. He's mid lane way earlier compared to the Leona was. All these events just led up to this. So a really nice lead. Of course, again, Zeri still has the 2 kills from early, but now it's 2-3 all of a sudden.
And man, I'm just thinking right now, Moxie, that is not something that you can prepare for as a coach, right? That's not something you're like talking to your team. Okay, we're gonna go this draft, and then we're gonna have a Clown Fiesta level 1 in bot lane. And then we're gonna get this flash, and we're gonna cancel, and then we're gonna abuse it, right? That's just our players. They're like just as good at abusing and punishing those early game advantages and disadvantages that both teams got, and I'm genuinely impressed here.
Yeah, of course. Like as a coach, you can kind of, of course, you're not calling, yo, we're gonna go down bot lane and have a Clown Fiesta. Of course, you cannot call that part, right? But of course, the level 1 was most likely planned, right, before they went into game. We're like, okay, we're all gonna go into that bush. And the same for DKB's side, right? They all said, no, we're gonna go for that bush. And the fight was just really close. I mean, you saw the health bars of the Orianna in this area at the end there. I mean, if Inspire could have potentially gone for like a flash Q there and maybe even get a double kill, but he just went for the safe cancel, which meant, you know, they were allowed to have a lot of flexibility. And I mean, you can still see it in bot lane, right? Almost like about 15 farm ahead, and Kindo is ahead in levels, of course. Under Nexus has way more flexibility in running around the map, and it also kind of results in getting the first wave for free as well.
And I'm showing you the gold right now, guys, and you can see it. It's so crazy. Even though Miela has 1 more kill than Henkindu, they are dead even in gold right now, and that is just because Miela was late to the lane. I feel like Inspire's decision to just hang around there and just throw another rock and another rock and another rock and maybe 1 more rock. Whew, that is something that I really love to see. I feel like that's such a good play, and you have to think really fast while stuff happens, right? And of course you're scared to lose your life, because imagine you lose another kill level 1, but nope. We capitalized on that simple mistake, and we made the best out of it, and now indeed we are ahead. Sure, it's only like 600 to 700 gold, but it is a gold lead right now, and I'm just left wondering what will happen next, because the dragon is taken, the void grubs are taken. So are we just chilling for a bit now, or are we seeing any explosive level 6 plays?
I think most likely we're just gonna chill a bit. I mean, it kind of depends on what Wukong does here, right? If Wukong is gonna go for something, but he's just here to cover the push, right? But importantly enough as well, of course, we have that little gold lead, right? And the gold for both ADCs is pretty even. You have to look at the level as well. When Zeri just dinged level 5, Henkindu on the Xayah dinged level 6. So he's 1 full level ahead, plus he had more minions still alive, or like 7 or 6 minions on the enemy side, and like 3 of Foxnyr's minions were still alive. So he is really far ahead in XP. And you can see the wave bot lane once again. There's another wave crashing. Zeri will get a couple of those minions, but some of them will die. Which just means he gets even more gold lead, even more XP lead. And yeah, I mean, having those levels also, it's also a stat. It also helps you. It's not just gold that always matters. So in this case, that's really good for them.
I heard some people say that one level up regarding the stats and the skill points and everything, on average, one level up is worth basically, it's really hard to estimate it into a sheer gold number, but it should be worth around the same as a kill, just stat-wise. But of course, if you are level 6 and you have your ultimate and your enemy is not level 6, then that's just insane value because you just have one more thing your champion does in a fight. But talking about level 6, I feel like everybody except for the supports, Moxie, you know the feeling, is level 6 already. So more or less, I think we are on an even playing field. And oh, interesting. Lucius, thanks for the info. Even 600 gold, apparently. Well, I feel like still it depends on the game state and everything, but for sure it is a big advantage to always be ahead a little bit. And if we look at it again, Henkindu level 7, Miela level 6, so we are keeping that lead for now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so basically one level ahead is 2 kills, basically. That's really big. Bot lane, we're actually looking for something here now.
Oh, it is the 3v3 again. We can see the first Cyclone. Who is dropping low here? Zerberus kind of dropping low. Meanwhile, the 80s is in the 1v1. Featherstorm going to be enough. Getting the shot down even. That is huge. Talia with the Weaver's Wall joining in here. And we will see a big explosion of kills. And it will result in Under Nexus dying. But we will get 3 kills. And this is just absolutely beautiful.
Really nicely done, Wukong and Leona wasn't going for that, but Wukong trying to save Leona in the meantime, and Kinder just making sure that Miela couldn't join the fight, fighting this Zeri straight on 1v1, and you just saw the pure stat difference, and even like Zeri is just not as strong as Xayah is in the straight 1v1. Zeri wants to have a long fight, hit multiple enemies, get that little ramp up, get that speed up, and now a lot of pings bot lane. Actually, Orianna is in a sticky situation now the TP comes through.
TP is there, Inspire says hello, Under Nexus, hooking, auto-attacking, perma-CCing Mints, and the turret even helping. This is a free kill, and we have 20 more seconds until the dragon. I think this should be ours, but we are trading it for the Void Grubs. Now, Moxie, do you like trading that objective like that?
Not really. I don't really like it that much overall. I think Void Grubs right now are really strong, especially if you get 6 of them, like in this case DKB does, right? It becomes really hard. Overall, it shouldn't matter too much because they don't really have any split pushers. They have the Cassante, right? The Cassante will kind of win against the Ornn. I mean, you can see what happens right now, basically. He just kind of beats him up, but overall he should never really get too much tower damage, so it doesn't really matter that much. And Talia just has really good wave clear. Xayah has good wave clear, so the Void Grub should not matter too much overall. So we are going to take the 2 Drakes, and we will have a Infernal Soul as well, which is very nice. Just some some bonus damage, and the Talia Qs, the rocks just packing a little extra punch if that soul is could be secured. And of course with Drakes, it also helps if you are ahead early game, because you can kind of speed up the snowballing, right? You can kind of win the game faster by just taking the Drakes on spawn and getting that really early in soul plus the Elder Drake, right? Because you will be ahead most of the time, like in the driver's seat, which means you can control if you can take the Drake or not.
Yeah, now that sounds good. Baus, thanks for the subscription, by the way, for 3 months. And
of course, was taken as well.
Yeah, to celebrate this, we will just get a free kill. Look at it. Keep the subs going. Apparently, we just get a free kill every time we get a sub. That is a really simple way to support us, apparently. Of course, we did use the Cataclysm here. And we are just, beating up the clone. Not really too much happening after the kill, but I think it's fine. We just blew some cooldowns. We got a kill. Looks okay, right?
I mean, of course, we take it every day of the week. Inspire getting really strong. Has his first item completed already. 402 on this Talia, and like I said, it's such a strong pick. It's so obnoxious to play against as well. It has so much consistent damage. You can look for picks. It's a similar thing as I said yesterday about the Ari, right? Where you can kind of look for something for free, right? Like a free hook or a free poke. And it's the same with this Shelf. I mean, now Talia.
Well, goodbye Inspire, getting another free kill. And I think that's so important. Meanwhile, on top lane, Ginkgo has to flash away. And yeah, Okirei. Of course, I would say it is kind of because of the K'Sante is just a really dominant lane bully at this point. But also, if you look at the items, K'Sante already has one full item and Ginkgo went for kind of a mixed item composition, I think. He should be able to get this on fire soon. But yeah, overall, if Ginkgo falls a little bit behind, it shouldn't be too bad. Now, I also want to compare the Jarvan and Morgana composition we had yesterday compared to today, because Moxie, I want your input on this as well, of course, but I feel like Talia just has more reliable damage compared to a Jungle Morgana and a like assassin lethality Jarvan, right?
Yeah, I would agree. So I think overall, the Jarvan always has reliable damage, in my opinion. Like, it's really obnoxious to play against a Jarvan if you're playing like bot lane, for example. Because he does have that point and click Cataclysm. Like, the flag and drag doesn't even really have to hit, right? Even if you dodge that, you get Cataclysmed and you basically die, or you're stuck, at least stuck in the pit with him. But yeah, I think the Talia is a lot better than the Morgana, personally. I think Morgana has values herself. I think yesterday you saw it really well. It worked. It worked out. The Black Shield really denied the buy, for example. I think overall it was a really good pick, and I think this game, getting the Talia just was a lot better.
Yeah, again, Morgana has like more utility, but Talia just has more raw damage, and Talia also has this Weaver's Wall, which can be used in really creative ways. You can just use it for global utility, aka moving somewhere, or maybe shutting down a certain rotation angle. I really like playing it in the jungle, and then when I play it and look at the review or something, I feel like, well, I didn't use it to even 20% of its potential, probably. So yeah, it is. You need to be really creative with it, and then it is a great ability. But of course, Inspire is looking really good so far with 5 kills on it. Now we are currently trading some objectives, and it is going to be bot lane turret and even some mid lane farm. And Wukong gets the Rift Herald for it.
Yeah, I think this is a fine trade. We get the first turret of the game. We kind of deny it from the K'Sante, even though K'Sante does have that 6 grubbies buff, right? You need to be a little bit careful that K'Sante doesn't get too out of hand now. We don't want to lose this tier 2 too early, in my opinion. But now the next thing that is going to be the plan is going to be Drake. Or Leona is stepping up very far, actually.
Oh, interesting. We see the supports using all the CC they have already. Miela entering the ultimate state, the Weaver's Wall coming in, the Call of the Forge God, not really doing a lot here. Now Cerberus, we see him jump in, Donards trying to counter-engage, Cerberus dropping low, Donards will fall any second now, but finally, Miela's still alive and Okirai still alive. They have to become the heroes for DKB Diamonds, and I don't think they will be able to do anything here, because nobody was lost on our side, so this fight looked amazing for us.
Yeah, at this point it's kind of just slapping the enemies with our wallets, it feels like. We're just winning the game by being as stupid as it sounds, right? But of course, nice plays. Bit unfortunate, Xayah ult from Henkindo there. He thought the Orianna ult would still come through and he kind of just ulted air. I think he would have loved to have had it to either ult the Wukong ult, right, the Cyclone. But in the end, it worked out. 3 kills to 0 and soul point for Foxnyr. Now they'll take that extra 3% damage for sure. Yeah, why not? A little bit of extra damage, a little bit extra AP or AD. Why the hell not, right?
Why the hell not? Because she was banned in Champ Select, bad jokes aside. I feel like even though we are ahead in Gold and Dragons, I still feel like we just took the way better fight there, didn't we? Because do you think it would have been a different story if Okirei was there at the very beginning? If we have another fight like that, but Okirei doesn't have like this delayed map movement, do you think it would be more dangerous?
I mean, yeah, for sure, he's able to take out... I mean, you saw at the end there, he took out Inspire, he took him to Narnia right over the wall. If he does that early and Inspire does not get the chance to, really do much, can be a totally different fight. But at the end, we did take the advantageous fight for once. For once we were the 5 people, and the enemies were 4, at least for the start of the fight, right? So that's what we'll have to continue doing for now. And this time, at least, Akre does have TP, Ornn does not. So Ginkgo will have to respond a bit quicker. Orianna also has TP. So right now, whatever fight we take, we should be in a number disadvantage, except if Ornn moves up, which he is doing right now.
Oh, that is an interesting...
Not anymore.
Yeah, I was like, it's an interesting position to be in. If Ornn moves up now, they are kind of forced to do something, but nope. Ginkgo moving straight back down. Because, okay, interesting. Hook in the mid lane. 2 people shuffled. And this is the full engage going on. We see the Orianna TP. Zari Suplo. Zari will die. Donard still spinning in his Cyclone. On the Nexus, he is probably going to sacrifice himself. But he will not even die. Nobody is dying. Nobody wants to go back to base from Foxnyr. And everybody except for Akirai, they will have to enter the gray screen. This is looking phenomenal.
Yeah, I was a bit worried there because I felt yesterday's games coming back. Talking is hard sometimes. Sorry. They were taking the fight, and like I said, no TP for the Ornn, which meant it was going to be a 5v4. But thanks to the nice engage from Nautilus, nice double knockback from Talia, which kind of meant 2 people were already instantly dead. Jarvan just making sure that Miela could not really do anything because she was just stuck hitting a Jarvan, which didn't really matter. I mean, she was not stuck hitting a Jarvan; she just died to Jarvan, which made sure that the Orianna and the Xayah and Talia were fine. Nice flash from Henkindo as well to dodge the Orianna ult, and yeah, big shutdowns on our carries though. So potential way for the DKB to at least kind of crawl back into the game, right? If they do manage to find a pick on either Inspire or Henkindo, but for now things are looking really good.
I'm amazed how this entire thing started, especially. Like, do you think that was a lucky catch, getting 2 people knocked back with the Talia, or do you think can we do this every time? Because if we can do this every time, then how are we ever gonna lose that one?
I mean, of course, I think it is a lucky catch, and also with your knockback, you kind of don't want to hit the Leona and the Cassandra, right? Because it's not really the targets you want to hit with that. So that's why also I was a little bit worried because we were blowing a lot of our one-tap potential on these tanks. But overall, I think it's something we can find quite easily. Just kind of depends on who on the Nexus hits. And also, Wukong alone just does not have the damage to really deal with the backline. So even if he can get into the backline, get onto this Xayah, get onto this Talia, he just does not have the damage. He is 0-6, he's 1 item, or 1.5, he has the Phage as well, right? He has 1.5 items in, but the Talia gets her shield, the Xayah has ultimate, so it's just really, really hard to deal with him, and he just kind of pops instantly. Even now, Close is smacking him around.
Indeed, yeah. And yeah, Messi TV is completely right. The guys are playing really well today. I am amazed. Of course, as I already said before the game, yesterday they didn't look as promising in game 1, and then, as you said, Moxie, they were slowly ramping up, and I feel like today they are playing it even better than in yesterday's game 3, right? They are playing super solid. They have only 3 deaths so far, and most of it is probably from that weird early game, so I think we are in a great spot right now.
Oh, really, really nice play from DKB right now, though, but Inspire smells it. He knows that they are there. Now engage from Under Nexus.
Okay, Under Nexus is in there. The Ornhorn is going to get called. Miela in distress, maybe flashing away, trying her best to stay alive. Now Mintz is the only one, because even though, yes, of course, Akire will be this frontline in the fight, but if Miela and Mintz cannot do anything in those fights, then, well, it is just over. And I was really trying to just look at them to see any chance for them to survive. But if they do not survive, then it is just lost, and we are just not receiving any damage. So, Max, do you think that is maybe a draft mistake, that they just don't have the damage, or is it just because of the, let me say, the genius early game from Foxnyr?
I think the early game plays a big role. I would not blame Draft too much. I think the boys are just playing it really well as well. I think I want to give a high praise to Ginkgo this fight as well. What you saw, he just ult, like the fight started, and he was like, okay, my job this fight is just to make sure that Miela and Minz kind of are not allowed to follow up. They cannot do anything. He ulted, flashed forward, went for the double knockup as well. Then Jarno went in as well, got a double cataclysm, and both Orianna and Miela both flashed out. Minz and Miela flashed out with like 2 HP basically, blinking red health bars, right? So really nice done by Ginkgo, just making sure that both carries could not participate in a fight. And yeah, Leona, Wukong, Cassandra, they just don't have enough to deal with a fat Talia, a fat Xayah, and an Nautilus standing in front of them. So just really nice target calling and like splitting up the fight from Foxnyr.
Amazing stuff there. Do you want to hear a fun fact, what I had to think about when you said blinking health bars, you know, being low on health? What?
Pokemon.
yeah, did you know that in the first gen, the game goes faster by double the frames if you are in red, so in a speed run, all you hear is that doo-doo sound through all the game, because if you want to go fast, you have to be on low health all the time. It's like because I was watching a speedrun of it the other day, and when you talk about blinking health bars, I just had that flashback into my head, because yeah. And in this game, if you want to go fast into the next game and just lose that one, then you want to be on low health all the time. Now, talking about losing it, Zari will get hooked, will take a ton of damage. The clips cannot help you there. And meanwhile, on the other side, Ginkgo doing amazing work against Miela. Miela cannot move, will die. Akire also not finding any success in diving the Foxnyr roster here. I have to call it GG. 30 seconds on 3 members. Hello Never Panda, yes, you are here at just the right time. And hello 1-0, this looks like it will be the push. Look at our boys go, beautiful stuff there. One more kill, even just BMing with the Nexus laser, you love to see it. What is going on? What a dominant performance here from our boys. Foxnyr looking strong.
I mean, what can I add? Really nicely played. Again, I think a lot of what happened this game really came down to that early game. To that level 1, 2 Inspires, just staying extra. Because, again, this was also kind of what I mentioned. It was not the way I wanted him to use his sonic speed next to a wall, right? But he was allowed to stay longer because he just gets to lane so quick by just hugging a wall. He could stay there extra long and then just ran bit. He was there before Orianna even like TP'd back into the lane basically, because you had to wait for the fountain to heal her, right? And I think just this event in the bot lane just made sure Foxnyr could snowball it. And of course, you have to say, very nicely snowballed by them. They kept the ball rolling, played aggressive, played smart as well, important, higher numbers or even numbers at least.
Yes.
And yeah, really nicely played.
Do you think we even had to use Talia's full map potential this game? Because I have not a single Weaver's Wall in mind where Talia just joined the close fight. It felt like we were always there before we even have to be there, and still all the waves looked perfectly fine. So I don't know. There was one Weaver's Wall bot lane where they fought 3v3, and she was just a bit earlier than Orianna because she had the Weaver's Wall. The one where they traded 3 and Under Nexus died. The only other kill they got next to the level 1 basically on Under Nexus there. That was I think the one Talia ult we did manage to use, and yeah, after that it was basically just a death ball of Foxnyr, you can call it. Yeah, I feel like it's so crazy to us how we had this tool, but we didn't even have to use it. Now, of course, this entire thing was a bit wonky because of the level 1. Moxie, do you think like this game just snowballed out into a weird game and then out of control because of the level 1? Or do you think even without that weird level 1, it would have played out the same way, more or less?
I think the level 1 was really important. Of course, you have to give credit where credit is due, and the way Foxnyr managed to snowball it, like, you still have to be able to do that, right? You still have to be able to punish mistakes, you have to be able to use the lead you are given, right? It doesn't just happen automatically. But I think if if I would be in DKB's shoes right now, or like in the after talk after the game, right? We're saying like, okay, forget this game. Basically, we're in best of ones now. We're taking each game as it comes. This game basically didn't happen. There was not much we could do. I think that would be a thing I would be saying right now. Of course, again, there's always something you can do. There's always something you can improve or do better, right? But I think there was not much choice they had. Let's say it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'm asking because I'm already thinking about the next draft a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, do you really need to swap anything in the draft or in like the general strategy, or do you just say, okay, guys, unlucky level 1, go again, just you know what I mean, right? Nothing we could have done here, level 1 difference, unlucky. Or do you still think somebody just didn't work out? Because to me, on paper, Wukong and Oriana is never bad. The Kayzante had an okay top lane. Of course, he wasn't like completely dominating and destroying Ornn, but he had a lead. And I'm not sure about the bot lane though, because Miela was so late to the lane. So, that's why I'm posing the question to myself and to you. Okay, now if Miela was faster on lane and maybe they gave Wukong a leash and then he could jungle a bit faster, stuff like that. That is a tough one, do you change up the draft or do you just try to handshake and choose same side again and go for the same draft? I think that's a big and tough question.
It's hard. I mean, one big change, of course, for this draft that will happen no matter what is the part that the sides are going to be swapped, right? It is going to be DKB on the red side this game around and Foxnyr on the blue side. So at least that part is different, right, compared to before. Yeah, I am not 100% sure what to change in draft. I think one thing is really important. DKB banned the Ahri, right, on blue side. And because that means they didn't want to play it. They won't have to ban the Ahri on red side because, I mean, I'm not sure if they expect us to play it. We did play it yesterday once, right? So I'm not 100% sure if they expect us to play it or not. So the question is if they can replace that ban or not. That's the big question. But overall, I'm not sure what you would ban. Maybe you banned the Talia, or maybe you picked. It's really hard. Actually.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Okay, at least it's. I'm not the only one just flabbergasted here. At least it means also the coaches will have a hard time. Like, what are we even doing? What should we? Do we ban J4 at this point? Yeah, Bao's also mentioning it. Do we just ban J4? Is that the play? I don't think so. You feel so weird. You banned the Vi and now you ban J4 and then they just pick Vi and then you cannot really pick Zeri anymore because the interaction. If you have a Zeri, she can jump away and run away from everything except for a Vi because Vi, well, she can press R. And yeah, chat also mentioning it. Do you want to ban Talia instead? But then all the other strong stuff just gets left open. It is such a tough spot to be in, but at least we are seeing a different side selection for now. So maybe that will bring in some fresh strategies from those teams. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
It's hard, man. But you're right. You're right.
It is really hard, and we kind of have to see what they are going to adapt with. I mean, I think Foxnyr is happily sitting in that 1-0 right now, and they are like, we're not going to change that much. I think the Talia will be really important. I think if Talia is left open from DKB's side, I see a high chance of it being first picked on Foxnyr's side. I think that one is really, really hard to deal with. Just even not counting that level 1 shenanigans that happened, right? I think it's just really hard to play against it. So I would not be surprised to see that taken away. The question is, which ban do you drop for it, right? That's the big question. And if you want to ban Jarvan as well, like, what do you do there, If you ban the Talia but leave Jarvan open, maybe Jarvan gets first pick. As we know, it is a flex. It's not just Jarvan jungle, right? If you ban both of them, maybe, I don't know, then maybe Ahri gets picked, So there's a lot of awkward stuff for DKB here, and I'm not really sure they have enough bans left, basically, or enough bans to really shut down things that work well.
So Chet and Moxie, let's use our gray brain cells. What was even banned in the first game? Because the one ban that stuck out to me, and you already mentioned it, Moxie, even though DKB was on blue side, they banned Ari. So that is kind of a statement like we don't play it ourselves. Or at least we don't want it to be open and we want to first pick something else. One of those two options. And again, now if you ban Ori, and then Talia, and then Jarvan, that's it. That's all your bans, literally. So then the Jinx could get first picked, then another pick that you just really like and are comfortable on gets first picked, maybe even picked away. Oh man, it's such an interesting one. And of course, we're kind of stretching it out, but I feel like that's still better than just going into a, I don't know, 3-minute break or something to, you know, just have a little bit of talking here with chat, some interaction, and just some guessing, you know, because maybe they flip it up completely and maybe they just, I don't know, go for entirely different champions, because sure, Zeri is nice together with Nautilus, but you can just go for kind of any ADC right now. We even saw like, what do I want to see, Moxie? I want to see a Twitch. I saw it hovered. I want to see a Twitch. I think that would be interesting.
Sorry, I'm just laughing in the background because I don't know if you noticed, but Prime League added this cool feature on their site where you can like add a stream below a match, right? You can, so if the stream is like the game is getting casted, for example, our game, right, or our cast, you can add it below the match. And I was just scrolling through the other matches to see if I could check other, you know, standings from the other games that are being played right now. And I noticed I can actually go to each match and add Foxnyr stream on that match. I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work, but I can literally just add the stream under each game, even though we're not playing there. Sorry, because I tried it, I tested it out, and I was like, oh shit, it actually
what
worked.
did I do?
I had to delete it again.
Oh man, dang it. But
yeah.
honestly, Moxie, I prefer it that way though, where you can just do it and then, you know, still delete it later, instead of having it, I don't know, be confirmed by an admin or something, and then it won't go up in time and stuff like that. So, you know, I just prefer it that way. Now, we are getting 3 readies in the chat and 1 toilet in the chat, so that means we are not ready yet. But honestly, what are you even preparing at this point? Again, we will just be the broken record until the draft starts, because man, do you feel like we also like both teams just got a solid draft, or do you feel like with this counter mindset that you talked about yesterday? Remember where you said like, hey, the enemy picks something and then I pick something that denies it. Do you feel like we also got a good counter draft, or did we get more of a proactive draft for ourselves?
I mean, I think we got a really good counter draft. I mean, even just Xayah into Leona, into Wukong, into Orianna, it's just so good. You can always just ult out of the harm's way, basically, and you're just fine, right? I think it's just like always really good for us. And even like the Nautilus into the Zeri, you know, you can. It's one of the few support champs, or one of the few champs overall that can like really pin that Zeri down, right? With the ultimate. I mean, one fight you saw Zeri dash over like a really big wall, but the Nautilus ult will chase you. And then she got CC chained by Ornn and just died. It was in the last fight in top lane inhib turret, right? So I think we did get a lot of like counter picks that kind of deny or at least play well into the picks they had.
Yeah, 100%. I love to hear that, of course, because big surprise, I would really like our team to win. To be fair, if we do not lose a single one, then we get less games, and less games is less content. And to be fair, just being free on Monday evening would maybe also be nice, you know, because if you didn't know it, guys, the loser bracket goes all the way until Monday evening. So might as well just get a clean second game today and then win it all earlier tomorrow, you know, at 14. That is like a certified for sure match date. You cannot swap it around or something. But then if you lose that one, it means you have to play later again on Sunday. And if you win that one, then you have to play one more on Monday. Moxie, is that correct? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
If they didn't change anything since like the last 5 years, then yes.
Okay, guys. So I talked about a clean second game. We are finally ready, and bands are going really quick this time. We are jumping right in, and of course, it is going to be a bunch of weird bans. But if you saw the game before, then it makes a lot of sense to ban this Talia, for example.
So I think at this point, the Jarvan is just a really good pick to pick, especially as it is a flex pick, right? Maybe something like... I would also not be surprised if Fox would say, hey, Jhin is open. I know Henkindo is a very, very big Jhin enjoyer. Of course, I don't think the champ is... like... it's not... I don't think it's in a bad state. I think it's actually pretty good. But I think Jarvan, with the flex pick, it's just a lot more first pick worthy.
Whoa. Okay. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay. They were... Do you think is there a world where you first pick Heimerdinger? What?
I mean, I think back...
What?
It kind of depends. I think if you have a very specific team of players, maybe, you know, if the support can play it, maybe the ADC can play it, and the mid laner can play it, you know, where you can like flex it between 3 people, maybe then... Oh my God, we're gonna have the same flex again. Oh, what is this?
Oh, what is this? Okay, wait. So... Wait, guys, slow down. Those picks are going fast, meaning both teams are prepared for the draft, which is nice. Now the Kog'Maw gets hovered. Kog'Maw is not Twitch. Okay, Vladimir is also not Twitch. I said I wanted to see a Twitch. And oh, this guy still exists. Of course. And he was hovered. And everything is changing up, and I'm throwing the same question right back to you. Because we see a lot of interesting picks here. Moxie, who has the better core at this point? Ari got picked, and we picked Jarvan over Ari.
I think Jarvan over Ari is good for our team. I think we are more comfortable with the Jarvan. We have 2 players that are comfortable with Jarvan, as you can see with the flex pick right now, basically. And it being a flex just helps a lot as well, right? I think... overall, it's actually not looking too bad. I'm a bit worried because Ahri and Ezreal are both really, really mobile, and we have champions that have a very straightforward engage. That makes sense if Jarvan with the just straight up Cataclysm, you have Rel who has to, you know, W Magnus Storm in or Flash Q or something. So pretty simple, straightforward things. Morgana with the Q as well. I'm a bit worried about that overall. But in the end, I think, you know, Morgana, always good into Nautilus, it's good into Ahri, you know, you can block that charm, you can block the hook, you can block the dredge line. I think the ult is called dredge line, I'm not sure. Something like that.
The ult is called depth charge.
Oh yeah, no, the Q is called dredge line, then my bad.
In German, it's called Tiefenladung, by the way.
Yeah, the Tiefenladung, you can block that with the Black Shield as well. So overall, I think it's really good. I think Rel is pretty nice into Nautilus as well. I personally... always prefer to play Nautilus into Rel instead of the other way around, but that's more of a me comfort thing over what most people say. So yeah, I think for now it's pretty decent, and we're gonna see Lee Sin actually.
Pah, the blind monk coming in. Did he get his visual update yet? I saw it on like a social media somewhere where he has like his long bundled hair. It looked pretty nice, but I don't think that one is live yet, so it is still boring old Lee Sin, you know. Nobody really cares about that one. But honestly now, if I was Lee Sin, oh my God, are you going for this? Are you going for this? I don't know what would have been more hyped, and I also don't know what is better into the Lee Sin, because Jhin has a lot of utility, some CC, some slows overall, and a lot of range, and Vayne is just a nightmare to play against for any melee champion, basically. But I feel like Ezreal and Ahri could outrange her, so that is why we stuck with the Jhin, probably. Now, of course, I'm just going to talk some random stuff until the final picks are locked, and then Moxie can take it away again. Okay, it is going to be Camille, so that means we are flexible once again. Don't forget, guys, Camille is a support and a top laner. One thing more than the other, depending on the current patch you are on, but... now it is a tough task to get a last pick in for DKB. They are hovering the Executioner from Noxus. It is going to be the Executioner from Shurima instead, though. Renekton in the top lane. And I kinda am ready for the swaps. Come on. Inspire, Camille, top. Yeah, okay. This is what it looks like. But don't forget, until the countdown reaches 20, you are officially still allowed to swap around. So, Moxie, it is now your moment to analyze all this stuff. I'ma take it away real quick. Hey, jungle 2 AD bruisers, by the way. Something Black Cleaver, something ganking. Yeah, you know the drill by now, guys. But, of course, all the other lanes are going to be the important stuff now.
Yeah, so compared to the last games we have seen, right? Also yesterday's games. Camille, Renekton, way more volatile than the Ornn Gragas or the Ornn Cassandra that we've seen like the last couple of games, right? So top lane actually matters now, as stupid as it sounds. I think
Okay.
I think the Camille pick is actually really pretty good as well, because you are playing against the Ezreal, the Ahri, like I said, very mobile champions. Even the Lee Sin is pretty mobile. Even Renekton is pretty mobile, right? With his double dash. So like, Camille is actually, I think, a pretty good pick into that. You know, you can kind of just ult one of the two, and that one will most likely die for sure, right? With the Jarvan follow-up as well, with Jhin just shooting from the back, maybe Rel following up as well. I think I like the pick. Of course, it's always a bit scary because it is blind. I think Renekton is stronger than Camille in a straight 1v1. I think Renekton is stronger in most 1v1s, to be honest, but I think in this one especially. So I have to see how Ginkgo can pilot this Camille, because I did like him on the tanks, you know, the last couple of games. He was doing really, really well. Like I praised him last game as well in the Dragon fight. He played his role, or what he had to do, really well. And bot lane, yeah, I mean, it's Ezreal Nautilus versus Jhin Rel. Jhin, not a champion. We see that often. Henkindo, I mean, it is, I think, Henkindo's favorite champion in the game. He has, I think, more than 1 million mastery points or something on it. So, you know, he is a good Jhin.
Oh, for sure.
We'll have to see how he manages to play. I think it will be pretty hard to play if he gets the Black Shield and is allowed to survive the Renekton or the Lee Sin charge, right? It is pretty good. I mean, actually, I cannot double check the points, unfortunately, but he has a lot of points. So yeah, I think it will be a hard game for Jhin to play, because you have the Ahri dash on you, you have Nautilus hook flying to you, you have Lee Sin who can kick you, you have Renekton who can dash on you. But I think with the Morgana to peel and also do damage, right, and Rel and Jarvan dashing on the backline in a similar fashion we saw it in last game, basically, I think we should have a really good chance. And if the boys play how they played game 1, then I don't see a reason why this couldn't be a clean 2-0.
So the only thing that worries me a little bit, and we still have around a minute or something, so I'm gonna throw it right back to you. And okay, I'm also reading hello to the first time chatters, by the way, Isho and Goat lol. Thanks for your input, because yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the top lane matchup. Camille, so she's known, or at least in, you know, in the old times, she was known for getting Sunder and then being really, really strong. And now she lost Sunder. Do you think she needs like what, 2 items to be stronger than Renekton on 2 items, or you know, what is the breakpoint that we are looking for? And then the next question, I also want to go really quick. Who do you think is like our main damage dealer in team fights? Is it going to be Jhin, or is there just too much tankiness? And then maybe it's Morgana with Leandris, or where are we going with this?
It is actually really hard to say. I think in a straight up 5v5 where we just, you know, play front to back basically, it will most likely be Camille and Jhin and not the Morgana, right? The Morgana is just really, really good if you get that one target, you know, yeah, because the issue with Morgana's damage is her W does do a lot of damage. You can do a lot of damage with it, and her ult can do a lot of damage, right? But it's all very inconsistent, as in like people can run out of your ult. Usually when you ult in, you can only really choose 1, maybe 2 targets that you want to chase, right? So those 2 you might do damage to, and your W usually only really does damage if you hit your Q, right? And your Q is also not the easiest to hit, I would say, right? Not something you should just hit here and there all the time. Of course, you do have the Nautilus, who can, no, never mind, that's the other thing. You have the Rel, that's what I meant, who can like CC someone and you can follow up with your Q, and then the W does a lot of damage. I think in straight up team fights, it will most likely be the Jhin Camille. And the top lane, yeah, I'm not 100% sure when Camille outscales the Renekton. I think it should be at least like two or three items, basically, when she kind of, yeah, just out pockets you, basically. I'm not sure, like, you know, choke off executes you with your Q. I'm not too well known in top lane matchups, so I can really say, but I think it does take a bit longer than it used to back in the day. Or back in the day, not too long ago.
Yeah. So guys, we are still having a break in game, and I'm actually gonna be that guy. I really want to look up Camille items real quick, you know, and think about the synergies those items actually have. I think it's a really interesting choice now where you want to go. So, but I think either way, Renekton spikes really hard on one item, and then he is also really strong on like 2 items, but like at least the third item doesn't really make a difference anymore. So that is something to keep in mind. And guys, we are on pausing, we are jumping onto the Rift, and of course that means we are going to jump into the game as soon as everything is loaded and the pause and everything is over. There we are, at least on the Rift already. Look at this beauty. And of course, we are waiting for the timer to continue because, yeah, spectator and pauses, it doesn't really go quite well. But finally, we are going to be in the game, and we are also already seeing some pings here. Guys, after a strong first game from Foxnyr, but also a respectable game from our friends at the DKB side, it is now game number 2. And of course, we just want to win that one, and we want to go into tomorrow's winners finals.
Will Morgana find the Q? She will luckily not. Nothing will happen in the Citadel Invade. They're going to walk through, no one is there. And maybe Lee Sin does not expect them to still be there. It looks like everyone's just recalling. Ari gets a deep ward on our red. But we get the deep ward on enemy red. Jarvan is staying around really long though. Is he going to start here? I don't think that's a smart idea. I think 2v2 level 1 is not something you win. As Jarvan, Camille. No, indeed, it seems like they are just going to walk out of a standard start. Oh, Jarvan turning around again. Not sure.
Oh, what
He's
are we
coming out to
doing?
blue buff now. Lee Sin doesn't know what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's almost like he's blind or something. I really want to talk to Egout in the chat real quick. What do you think will the items for Camille and for Renekton be? You know, if you seem to be knowledgeable about the matchup, and gonna be honest here, my friend, I do not really play top lane often, and Moxie is also more active on the other side of the map. So, yeah, shame on me. I work with disabled people, so I can make jokes like that. If I would not do that, I would not include those people, and that would be bad. See? Case closed. Now on bot lane also, really aggressive stuff. And Miela, Ezreal level 1, looking kind of strong.
Yeah, Ezreal is a lot stronger than it used to be back today, especially with the pressy attack, right? And the issue of Rel is kind of when you jump in, there's no way for you to really get out except for run. What she had to do, she had to flash as well. Meet on top lane, smacking each other. Yeah, I do hope that the GOAT knows some matchup, because you know, he is one of our assistant coaches, so it would not be good if he doesn't.
Definitely. But man, Ginkgo making good use of the shield right there. Now Okirei also wants to make use of the Enrage, Slice and Dice to lower the armor. I know that much, see. I know many skills, but imagine knowing items. That is the hard part, you know. That's the part that changes every second patch, I guess. And yeah, we already get the answer in the chat from Goatlol. And thank you so much for your input. Now, meanwhile, we do not really thank Donards for what he is doing, because look at the mini-map. This is some weird stuff going on right there.
Yeah, I'm using the fact that they are just stronger right now. Again, no flash on the red as well, so she cannot really join. But it seems like they're not going to take the red, or maybe they do. They're still not sure. Blind man walking blindly into the jungle. Jarvan choosing to go back. I probably expected that they started the red way longer ago than they actually did. So he's just going to back and make sure he can get the top lane scuttle, I'm guessing. maybe potentially even look for a top lane gank. Because Renekton has been playing really aggressively, and so far, no jungler has really. I mean, game 1, nothing. There weren't that many ganks anyways, but no jungler has really showed that much interest in a top lane overall. So maybe Jarvan can change that. Maybe Renekton will be caught off guard with it.
The interesting thing about the jungle matchup is now, yes, you stole the buff, and yes, in theory, you do have a small lead now, but in order to have this lead, you need to farm your bot side jungle, at some point at least, because your bot side jungle is not leveled right now, while Zerberus jungle is fully cycled, and indeed, look at it, Don Arts is looking for the counterplay on top. Akirai will have to flash after him instantly. Okay, Renekton, this could be first blood. We do not need weird level 1s to have some action on the Rift. Now Don Arts is joining Akirai, will heal himself. The knockup will not find the target. Zerberus, he needs to get that one. You need to get a kill, but he will not get it. And this is DKB wanting to push back and looking strong. Now Inspire also rotating up to at least catch the wave. But this is not what we want to see. Huge props to Don Arts there. The read that he had on the map was insane.
Also nicely played by Renekton. It just took a little bit too long to get him down, and now Ginkgo really far behind. This lane is going to be kind of horrible to play now. You also see Inspired moved up. Inspired, goddammit. Inspired moved up to make sure the waves were not, were not lost. And you could at least catch that, make sure that no gold was lost there. And we can see Ginkgo in mid lane. I wonder if they are potentially going to keep the lanes like this. I don't think so, but Camille will have a really, really hard time into this Renekton now. It's a pickaxe into a little tiny sword. And a cull, by the way. So, yeah. I would not want to be on the bad side of those two items.
Indeed. Again, of course, I'm a jungle main. I always want to say this at least like 5 times a stream, but man, I would have expected Lee Sin to go for Raptors, to go for his bot side jungle, to be like, hey guys, I have to cycle, I have to just cement that lead that I got with the invade. But nope, that is not what he went for. It is that he predicted the gank to happen on top side. Like, if the gank would not have happened, he would have been kind of lost there. I mean, you could still go for a top to bot rotation, but yeah, still. Either way, kind of a wonky thing. And now Zerberus has to get out there, because Sari will be the first one to move. Don Arts hitting the dragon with the Sonic Wave. So this entire thing is getting a little bit messy, a little bit weird. Now, are you just taking that dragon? I think you do. You do not really want to smite fight against the Lee Sin, because his second Q activation has execution damage, so you usually lose the smite battles against him.
Don Arts doing a really good job reading Zerberus. Zerberus has very limited plays he could go for as well with the last play, right? Like I called, he went back, he gave up his red, he knew the only place Zerberus can really go is to the top scuttle. It's the only thing he can do right now. That's the only thing that's up. And what can he do after top scuttle? Well, gank the top lane, right? So, really nice read by Don Arts. Same thing with the dragon as well. I think Zerberus just expected Don Arts to go for his chickens again, or for his golems in top side, right? His top side was up. So he probably just expected to go for the same trade they went for in game 1, where Lee Sin would get the grubbies and he would get the Drake, but no. Lee Sin, or Don Arts knew what Zerberus wanted to do and made sure he couldn't. Yeah, so nice map read by Lee Sin there, even though he's blind.
Yeah, thanks for including all kind of people, Moxie. That is beautifully kind of you. But it is a bit unlucky for us. Now, I have to ask the critical question. How much are we annoyed by dropping behind in the jungle and on top lane? Because, I mean, in the jungle, you can still just farm a little bit and do your stuff. It's not like Lee Sin is constantly on your lane, not like on actual lanes, because in top lane now you're Camille, and Renekton will be constantly in your face. He will have the lead. I think that is not really a situation we want to be in, but I also think it is a situation that we can salvage.
I think the jungle, the being behind in jungle doesn't matter too much. I mean, they're still even in level. The Jarvan was level 6. Lee Sin got level 6 from the grubbies there. Of course, Jarvan has a couple camps less to clear, right? So overall, Lee Sin is a bit ahead. So I don't think that matters too much. I think the worst part is the Camille versus Renekton. Like he was already getting slapped around a little bit. Now with the 2 kills on Renekton, 20 farm ahead as well. Ginkgo can kind of, as you can see right now, not really step up. Will lose a lot of XP like this as well. Is a level behind. Hard to play top lane right now for Ginkgo.
Now, what is the answer? Do you just let top lane bleed a little bit and say, hey, it's an alternate win con anyways? Let's just let Ginkgo scale up. Although a bit lower, let's still let him scale up and just wait for Akire to be on the team fights, and let Ginkgo farm up meanwhile, and we will somehow survive the Crocodile Onslaught. Is that a play, maybe?
Yeah. We need to somehow hope that Renekton goes down for a play or TPs or anything. Gives Ginkgo a little bit of free time, maybe that's the time to hit tower for a little bit, right? And maybe get into a game like that again. But for now, yeah, I mean, there isn't really a reason for the Renekton to move away either. The rest of the map is also pretty much stronger right now. I mean, I think the shining light for Foxnyr right now is the Jhin being a little bit ahead over the Ezreal. So it's hard to play. It's not impossible.
Yeah, it's interesting how on bot lane we are ahead, so we should start playing around our winning lane, and I don't like what Donards is doing so far, because, again, literally what I just said, play around your winning lane. Even Eggotlol says, hey, just dive Camille on every possible angle now, and we are seeing the 3v3 on bot lane now. So I'm not really too sure what to think about this. The engage is being found at explosive damage. Sorry, instantly dying. Meanwhile, top lane, yeah, it was to be expected. But on bot lane, we are getting a net positive play. And this is what we love to see. The Dark Binding will not find its target. Not even Jin's long range is able to catch up to Lee Sin's mobility. And yeah, of course, top lane is bleeding out, but at the same time, we are getting something on bot lane. Meanwhile, Minz is getting some plates in mid lane. So, Moxie, what are you thinking about that situation? Oh, never mind. Spirit Rush getting used there instantly. Inspire has to flash the charm, beautifully done though. Also, Sonic Wave will not connect. So, I think it could have been worse, but still, it is flash from Inspire on cooldown now.
It's a little bit awkward when you play Morgana into something like the Ahri, because Ahri has a lot of damage. She has a lot of damage, or Q, ult, like the Spirit Rush, the W as well, right? So a lot of damage that you can kind of burst the shield. You really have to be patient with your Black Shield. Inspire already waited to use Black Shield after Ahri used her Q, right? To make sure, okay, she has used her Q now. The only spell that can come out is the Charm. And unfortunately, the Spirit Rush plus the W, I don't know what it's called, right? The little...
Oh god, it's
bonfire stuff.
The free spirit something? Foxfire. Never mind then.
Yeah, Foxfire, exactly.
Of course.
Basically, those two things were already enough damage to break the Black Shield, which meant Inspire was forced to flash. Unfortunately, but he does get away with his life. That's the important part. And kill on Jhin, as we're losing a lot of farm once again under tower there. Also, they managed to push out the wave. But Jhin is in a really, really happy position now. The Drake will be fought over. I am not sure I like this.
Okay, dragon fight might be coming. Lee Sin, no Sonic Wave jumping in, though will not get the dragon, so it is 1-in-1 for dragons now. But how much will we pay for it? We paid Under Nexus life, we will pay Inspire's life, and maybe another one, Ahri on the chase. Cerberus, you cannot really out-juke or run away from an Ahri. And I even wanted to highlight really quick how Mint is maxing the Foxfire second right now, so it has almost no cooldown, it gives him movement speed, and of course it has damage to break through the Black Shield. So yes, we got the dragon, but was that worth it?
I would say no. I mean, it was not without reason that I said I don't like this, right? Unfortunately, Under Nexus did get CC chained, he got Ahri charmed, took a lot of damage, Ezreal ult sniping him all the way from downtown. Made sure he could really, not do anything on the rel, which kind of, means there's a lot of engage or CC tools from Foxnyr gone. I think if he manages to actually get something off there, it might be different, but overall, not the greatest. And now 6 grubbies once again over to DKB. The Renekton now really, really happy. Is 3-0, has his full item completed, and will just demolish these towers now.
Really tough situation to be in, but we have faced worse so far. DAO are coming back from this one, and I am hoping for Henkindu to really be the one in this game. It would not be the first time we see him step up and find a lot of success, find a lot of damage. The question is, though, are we having too much frontline in a sense where Akirei is going for a really aggressive build with the Eclipse here? Of course, also has a little shield on it, though. So I'm really not sure, Moxie. Where is Jin right now with this entire, well, Jin doesn't really deal any damage discussion. Then some people say, well, you just need to buy the right items and hit the spikes, and then he deals a lot of damage. And do you think Henkindu can be the carry this game?
I think it can be. I think it's a lot harder on Jin than on most other ADCs, really. If I do trust someone to do it on Jin, I do expect it to be Henkindu, though. So that's something positive, at least. But like I said, in Champ Stack, right, I think Jin, this game, just will have a really, really rough time overall. It's not fun to play against his enemy champions, especially not when the Renekton is 3-0, has that full item, or not almost, 1.5 items, right? So it will be a really, really hard game for Henkindo to play. But for me, the question will really be, how much can Ginkgo do? Will Ginkgo be able to, to kind of CC chain the Ahri? Will he be able to just see Ahri, make sure that she cannot do anything in the fight? Oh, now Jin ult.
Okay, curtain call will be enough with Cerberus assistance. Now Min's also coming in, flashing forward. Has one more Spirit Rush stack left. Cerberus trying to bait this one out. Yes, now the TP from Akirei is coming in. How much difference will the Crocodile make? Donald's also there. Cerberus realizing, hey, I am dying. Maybe I can take Zari with me. No, is the answer. Inspire will not be able to take the Hextech Portal. Donald's doing a classic insect there. Season 2 is greeting us again. What are we thinking about that fight?
Really good initial play overall. I mean, it once again, fighting in uneven numbers basically. TP coming through the Lee Sin was there to help out. Ahri was there first compared to Inspire. Inspire couldn't really do much. Ahri did not find anything. Unfortunately, they just went for the little extra play. Now Ginkgo is in trouble. The Ezreal and bot lane and Lee Sin are all here.
Yeah, it is a Camille though. It is a Camille using the Hextech ultimatum to jump in, using W to heal a little bit. When is the hook shot back up again? Not in time is the answer to my question. Donards is burning because of course Ginkgo playing without flash, but with the ignite instead. And that means we get a kill for Miela. So Miela might have the possibility to go back into the game. Minz will join this fight and will make it a 2 versus 3. Jin is in range though. And what are we seeing here? Akirei not falling, but Ahri just getting eaten alive by this mob of Foxnyr. Cerberus has to make sure to not die. Renekton even burning the flash unnecessarily, honestly, at this point. And I kinda like this play, because yes, even though we are losing the topside turret to look at all those void robs, by the way. Hello, little void creepers, little friends. But we are getting some shutdown gold here in turrets and on the Renekton.
Yeah, I mean, gold-wise overall, we get a turret as well, so it's 1 turret to 2. It's not too bad, right? Herald did get used, so they don't have Herald anymore. We get the TP from Ahri as well, which is really, really good for us, which means we have that little TP advantage right now with Ginkgo having TP and no other player really having TP right now. Big shutdown for Jin as well. He did get the shutdown on Renekton. 2 items in, really, really scary. Now he's scary. He has Infinity Edge completed, he has a static shift. If he's allowed to hit these a little bit more squishy front lines, I mean, even the Renekton, is not the tankiest. He does have the Eclipse, so it's a lot of damage, right? He said he's a little shield, so that's nice. But overall, not too tanky front line. Even Nautilus, I always say, compared to something like a Leona, Nautilus is a squishy support. Is a squishy engage support, in my opinion.
Are we going for that? We're getting it! Cerberus! He gets the objective, and this buys us 5 more minutes. I really like to see that. I am hyped. Moxie, what are your emotions right now after seeing our boys hang on in this game?
I mean, this was so important. They get the Drake, which is just a cherry on top, right? But important enough, again, no TP on the Renekton, on the Ahri means Ginkgo gets the free time. He gets to, the CS gap, it's not close yet, but it's getting closer. He's only, quote-unquote, 20 CS behind, even though he's 0-3-0. He gets the top lane tower as well. So we do manage to get that one, in quote-unquote, for free. And we only trade Jarvan's life for it. This is super good for us. And yeah, Let's hope the boys are managing to continue like this. And this was exactly what you meant with the laning phase. We just need to hope Renekton groups somewhere or TPs down somewhere and gives Ginkgo a little bit of free time, right? And we kind of got what we asked for.
Do you think, looking at the gold difference right now, top lane, yeah, it is still a huge gap, sure, but I think at a certain point, and I think we reached that point, Renekton doesn't really get as strong as he could be getting. Like, okay, sure, he has his boots, he has 2 items, and he spikes really well with them, but you know, every level up he gets, he doesn't really get too much out of his skill points, and he kind of just does the same, and at one point, I feel like Henkindu, or even Inspire, or even Ginkgo, will be able to just kill him when Ginkgo is on 2 items as well, and Ginkgo is not too far away, it's not too shabby right now. I also want to talk about the new rune really quick, by the way. He still has the Elixir of Force. Now, yeah, I think since most of the gold lead is on top lane, even though the gold lead looks kinda iffy, I think we are in an okay position right here.
Yeah, I think we are in a decent position overall. I mean, it could be a lot better, but it could also, like you said, be a lot worse, right? Kinder needs to be careful. Ari is moving down. Not to face check that one, right? The only thing I'm worried about is the Morgana. She went for the Seraph's Embrace, right? Which is good. It gives her shield, makes her a little bit more tanky, makes sure she can survive a little bit. But it does kind of mean they don't have too much damage. So the Morgana will not... It's not an Ari. It's not the 2.5 items Ari that the enemies have, unfortunately. The Leandris is now slowly being built, which will help out a lot. But yeah, for now, we will lack a lot of damage. Our Cerberus, maybe a bit off too much. He could
wait, what is happening here? We see some ultimates used, but Cerberus, he used the Hextech portal to get straight into the gray screen. Punish there. We did see some ultimates used though, no more Dominos, no more Spirit Rush for Mince, but still the Nashor is up and we do not have a Smite, and Inspire dealing a surprising amount of damage there, I think.
I mean, yes and no. I think it's just Morgana flat Q damage rate, right? It's most support champions or support champions that are meant to be played support, right? Have a lot of base damage or base stats because they don't get items, right? So that's a positive thing about having something like a Morgana mid, because she actually gets items all of a sudden, right? So that means she does more damage than a support would do. In this case, that Q was basically just the flat damage. Unfortunately, the W didn't hit the Ari, because then it would have actually been damage. She was not... Inspire was not in range to get that W on their Ari as well. But they do manage to deny the Baron at least. That was a short second where DKB were thinking of doing that one. For now, we're just gonna have a little stalemate again. Probably till next Drake spawns.
Next
or
dragon.
Someone gets caught.
Yeah, or somebody gets caught. Of course, the overlay is lying to us a little bit because, you know, the 2 new dragons are still really new. So the Hextech one is not really in yet, but we have to talk about something different right now. Henkindu, this is the moment to shine. This is a really, really important fight here. Dominus is getting used. Mince jumping in with the Spirit Rush as well to get away from Camille. Ginkgo will not be able to hit the hookshot onto the turret now using Tactical Ultimatum, having a surprising amount of damage here. Oki Ray will not get hit by the Dark Binding, and that is an important one. Henkindu, he will get off, but he will survive. He still has a red buff, a 4th shot, and a Dream, and a Curtain Call as well. Just poking and dealing a little bit of damage, but of course, it is not the main damage dealer right now. It is the auto attacks and his base skills. Still, Moxie, run us through it. What happened here? And do we actually like what happened here?
I think we love what happened here. They traded top laners. In this case, we basically traded Cannon Minion for an actual kill because Ginkgo is 0-4-0. He will not be worth as much gold.
Moxie, he dealt a lot of damage to Miela. Was that with both items or with only one item? I'm not sure.
I think it was with only one item. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, sorry for interrupting. Go on.
Yeah, no, good. But yeah, so I think we take the trade for sure because, one, Renekton is just worth more gold, right? Unfortunately, we do lose to Flash on Jhin, which is really, really important. On the other hand, also in the meantime, while everything was happening, bot lane Cerberus was just like, guys, bye-bye, I'm going to farm every bit of jungle that I can do. And he got his top side, went to enemy top side, managed to get, I think, camp or 2 there as well. So we do get a little bit of, extra gold in that way as well. We do lose the Drake. GKB did take the Drake after the whole play rotation happened, but at least we managed to yeah, I think it was overall an even to good play for us.
Interesting turn of events. Even though we are still down 4k gold, I think this gold is... Yeah, again, of course, DKB has more gold, sure. But we have the gold where it is most important, and it is on Henkindo. Again, I loved your broken record analogy yesterday, Moxie, so... But we have to talk about it all the time right now. Now, the Nasher is the play, and we are seeing our boys reacting. Foxnyr, they want to contest this one, of course. Minz in a good position. Will get spotted, though. If Minz just dies, this would be absolutely huge. Minz is so low. The Nasher will be stopped, of course, because Minz got seen by the Oracle. Now the fight just continues. Imagine turning it at this exact point. Sorry, super low will die. Ari will die. And there is another one that will just get slapped in the face. Don RT will also greet the coffin, and it is a clean ace. It is Foxnyr with a 5k gold deficit, by the way, just winning this fight.
I'm a little bit speechless. I think that was one of the most important sweepers that I've ever seen, sweeping out the Ari standing behind blue buff, just making sure that she did not get the flank of the sentry, and somehow, with beautiful engages, no flash on Jhin as well, we managed to scrape through, get all the kills, even managed to catch these fishy champions called Ezreal and Ari, and we get a 5-0. I mean, Baron as well, mid lane tower as well. This is a huge flip in the gold, and all of a sudden we are dead even in gold. Important enough as well, we talked about them getting the Drake, right? In this case, it doesn't even matter too much, right? Because Foxnyr, in my opinion at least, champion-wise, have the better scaling. We have a Renekton. Renekton falls off. I mean, we kind of saw it this fight, right? He just falls off. He was not as useful as Ginkgo was, even though Ginkgo was super far behind. Lee Sin, if he does not get the magical kick, also kind of falls off, right? I think Jarvan, 90% of the case, is just more useful in a late game fight compared to the Lee Sin. So overall, we really outscale DKB. I mean, really is maybe a big way of saying it, right?
Wait a second. What is happening there? Minz having to use 2 Spirit Rushes already. Donard's getting caught here. Will die. I was a bit worried for a second, but as you said, Cerberus just super tanky. His backboard will be interrupted now by Minz, but how are you getting caught off guard like that? This is almost illegal. DKB, they looked so solid, and now with just a snap of a finger, they are looking even in gold, even in dragons. And as you said it, Moxie, we have the better scaling, and you just saw what we are doing when we are on an even playing field.
Yeah, so let me quickly finish the thought of... Oh, actually, Renekton is coming from behind. I'm not going to finish my thought. Maybe. Am I allowed to? I'm allowed to.
No. He heard you. So... He runs away.
He runs away. Perfect. Well, I want to say with the Drake, right? DKB got the Drake, but it's also not too bad for us. Because, again, it's two Drakes each. The next Drake will only give soul points to either of the two, right? No matter which team gets it. So this only delays the Elder Drake, for example. If this whole play before didn't happen and the game was still like, slightly behind for us, not or even, right? It's bad if the Elder Drake spawns earlier because it means DKB can abuse the fact that they are a lot stronger. And now with this being able to delay the Drakes, delay the whole situation, it means we will have a lot more time to scale. Inspire is slowly getting his items as well. He finally has that Leandris completed. So his W's will now actually start to hurt quite a lot. And even Camille, we spoke about the item threshold. She needs to actually be able to fight the Renekton. We said 2 to 3 items. She is now at 2.5, of course. Renekton is really strong in the game. He's at 3, so maybe, it's still pretty close. But now the Camille will slowly start to take this one over as well.
And I feel like you talked about this one already. Of course, we will see Camille maybe facing, never mind, in the mid lane. We are seeing somebody facing Zari. Will be the first one to die. Henkindu still really alive. Ginkgo jumping in there. He knows he is stronger at this point. He will not really do too much, but he will not even die. Henkindu is here doing all the damage. The entire fight is stretched out, and this is what we love. This is the kill that we want. Donald's trying to flash away, trying to just somehow survive, but he will not be able to. Moxie, is this the game? I'm so flabbergasted. I clicked on the thing. Did you know that Jarvan flag has 3 HP? What is even going on here? Is this the game? Is this the one? What the actual hell, dude? Can Akirai somehow get this base defended for a few more seconds? I think it is not game yet. I think Foxnyr knows they are maybe just biting off too much if they go for this one now, but I am literally stunned. What is happening in this game, dude?
Yeah, great fight once again by Foxnyr. The Nautilus is being siege and Camille. Again, we picked the Camille exactly for this reason. We picked it so you can Hextech ultimatum. It is called Hextech ultimatum, right? I think so. Either the Ahri or the Ezreal, and he ulted the Ahri. Ahri could not move, just instantly died. Ezreal had to E away, was stuck in Cataclysm after Miela had no E anymore. Really nice fight, and I think they thought about ending there. I think they did think about it, but it's the way you lose the game. It's the one way right now you do lose the game. If you go for that end, it doesn't work. You get aced or whatever. That's the one way you can throw the game, right? At this point, you play it slow, get the inhib, get the extra dragon. You are now at Drake point, right? Your carries are super strong in the game, and now with the gold lead, probably the first time in this whole game, I'm guessing, on our side.
What a mad game. What are we seeing here? And now it is about this mid lane push that we want to contest, of course. We kinda split the map at this point, but I think it favors us because, well, of course, we just took... Ouch, that hurts. That shouldn't happen, but yeah. We just took... Wait, what is happening? Is this becoming a base race or what? Akirai has no TP. What is going on? Zerberus tanking the turret, going for another inhib here. This is absolute madness. They take the inhib, but then quickly jump away. Literally flag and drag and hookshot. I can hear the Attack on Titan theme again and again every time Ginkgo uses his E button. But this is such a strange one. What are the teams doing? What is the decision here? Do you want to face check? Do you let Renekton split? What are you doing here? Oh my god!
Oh. That was very close.
They just took a
Ahri
sniff.
managing to flash away.
Ahri was like,
managing to flash away.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening there? I'm going away. Goodbye. Whew.
Okay, so I don't like this and I like this at the same time. They're kind of forcing DKB to really look for a fight here. Black Shield is out now. This means Henkindo needs to be a lot more careful.
Okay, Cataclysm going in! The wombo is happening! The kick is also happening on Inspire. He goes golden though, and he will be able to survive just a little bit more. Henkindo down though. On the meantime, Donard's missing his Sonic Wave out of energy. Akirai, he wants to find something. Ginkgo super low, trying to catch Miela here. It is so close so far. We only traded ADC for mid laner. It is a 4v4. Miela trying to poke. Now Miela, no Arcane Shift. Cerberus going forward. Inspire will not even be needed for this kill. Cerberus has enough damage on the Nexus, has all the CC that we need. Cerberus now finding one. Donard trying to escape this one, and of course it is a Lee Sin, so he is really mobile. I love the sneaky trap placement there, by the way, from Henkindo right at the corner. And meanwhile, Ginkgo took the top lane turret and made sure top lane is pushing. Now look at the base from DKB. They cannot move out of the base because every lane is pushed in. Of course, Donards will try to somehow steal this thing. Donards, he will not be there in time. Great stuff here from Foxnyr.
Yeah, Miela there, unfortunately, trying to go for the hero play. Saw the Morgana Q come out, thought she was safe enough to jump in. Unfortunately, she was not. The Rel running after her. Jarvan dashing in as well, giving that little slow. Even the cleanse was not enough, and she falls there, making sure to kind of dig her own grave. But at this point, you're behind. You kind of are forced to go for these kind of risky plays, right? You have to try. So I respect her for that one. Unfortunately, it did not work out for her. And now with Baron buff and only 3 turrets and an inhibitor standing in their way of the Nexus, Foxnyr looks to make it a triple inhib and a clean clear of the full base.
100% speedrun is what we are seeing right now. Others take awfully long to just finish a game even, and we are basically just clearing the entire map. All the turrets will maybe fall this game. Herald will probably be of yeah, will be of use here to... Oh my god, this was so close, the
Oy,
Dark
oy,
Binding.
oy.
Yeah, that got me biting one more clip of my nail, that's for sure. They are so close, the Dark Bindings. It's illegal how close they are, and of course, the puddle is also getting used to just get some more damage in there, get the burn damage. It is such a close game, guys. It is going to be maybe the final fight, the desperation fight, but it's still only a 5k gold lead. You have to make sure to not slip here, to not lose it all and fall out of the driver's seat. Okay, we see a really good charm there. Donards, are you going for this one? Donards trying to find something. He will not find the kick onto Hinkindu. Donards will instantly be punished, just kicking out Ginkgo out of the Hexic Ultimatum, but he will still die. He will fall. And, okay, Inspire backporting to get some health regen and then probably teleporting onto a minion. You could go for the soul, or you could try to finish this thing right here. And we are going for the later option, and we are doing it! Guys, we are going to defeat DKB in a beautiful fashion! What is this game? We can see the boys celebrating, and we can also see us going into the final game tomorrow, the potentially final game, if we are not dropping in the losers bracket. It is a journey that we are witnessing right here, ladies and gentlemen, and just everybody in the chat. I am out of breath and out of words. GG to everybody here. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, nothing much more to add than you just did. Really, really nicely played by the boys. I'm glad they showed their end of game 3 state of yesterday instead of starting off slow again. They really, really played it nicely, and I mean, kind of made DKB look like the underdogs instead of actually being one of the, I would say, potential contenders for Div 3, right? So really, really nicely played by them. Only, like you said, potentially one more best of 3 left. If they do lose tomorrow, then then we have 2 more best of 3s. Only more content to watch, so that's also a banger. But of course, I do prefer if they can just end it. And a quick update on who they are playing tomorrow. We don't know 100% yet, because eWolves and Omega Insport are both 1-1, right? They're 1-1 in standing right now. So even that one is a close one. We'll have to see which of the 2 gets out on top now. And yeah, I'm just super excited for tomorrow.
I am so excited, and guys, we are going to have a double interview. So, dear Moxie, we will not have a cam, by the way, because, I don't know, maybe they are full of sweat because they were busy playing good, let me say, insane League of Legends. Still, I will make sure to prepare the screen real quick. Moxie, you can move up jungle and support real quick, and then we are going to be just ready.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Don't mind do.
What is happening? So, who are we having here? We have jungle and support here. Killian and... Wait, what are your in-game guys? Let me write down the in-game names.
Under Nexus and Cerberus.
Okay,
Yo.
perfect. Guys, what a series it has been so far, and I hope we will see another one today. Tomorrow, I mean. Again, I am lost for words, man. I was, of course, super hyped and worried, but you completely, let me say it, destroyed DKB. Congratulations. And, of course, I want to hear your feelings. How are you feeling first under Nexus?
I feel super happy. I was like, yesterday was like a 7 out of 10 from the hardness scale, if you can say it like this. And I thought like today is like a 10 out of 10. And I was giga focused when we got into the first game. And yeah, I don't know, the draft, first draft was, I don't know, felt really easy to play. And then we kind of giga stomped them, not gonna lie. And I was like, okay, game 2 will be rough because I don't think we will stomp them again. And then we felt a little bit behind in the early game because we got Renekton and Camille matchup. They got Prio mid lane. We got fucked a little bit, but we felt behind a little bit. But it was okay. We got a good comeback. I feel like. I think we were behind. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, I don't know. It was like then we were in our flow, and then yeah, we just won this.
I mean, you guys were behind. You were like the fight you won at Baron. You were 5k gold behind, by the way. Like it was not even close in gold. So I think it was after that fight, after the whole situation, the 5-0, the Baron. I think it was the first time in the whole game where you guys basically get a gold lead. So, well fought back.
Zerp.
Yeah.
Zerp.
Yup.
What was going on inside your head? When you were walking up to Nash, you were using Sweeper, and then you saw the Ahri flanking at blue buff. What was going on in the voice comms? What was going on in your head? Tell me a bit about that moment, man.
Okay, I was just screaming, Ahri is trolling, can we please kill Ahri? And then I just screamed, Ahri, 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 and that's it, basically, to be honest. Because I think she was trolling, and she definitely did. That's why we won the Nash fight, even we were like 5k behind. And it's kinda the game turning point in this series. Yeah, I think that was just what was going on in my head.
Absolute madman. So, were you... That means in that moment, as soon as you saw her and you know that you can engage on her, you guys were sure that you would just win that entire fight then, right? Or were there ever any doubts from then on?
No, for me not, because the thing is, like, she can also not react to my EQ, because, yeah, you cannot see the sweeper. And then she just, either she just instantly flashes, or she just dies, and I think she lives with 1 HP and couldn't fight, so it doesn't matter. And also the Renekton wasn't instantly in the fight, so yeah, the fight was completely won if we don't fuck it up, basically. And we didn't, so yeah, it was free.
Absolute Pogger moments, man. So, overall, how was the, let's say, the atmosphere in the team throughout the day? Were you super confident that you can step up from yesterday as well? Or, were you a bit nervous? Or what were the thoughts like, of course, once before the game? And also, are there a lot of strong feelings of relief after the game now on the Nexus?
So yesterday, I was ultra nervous. It was not even funny, legit. It was not even funny. And then today, I was like, okay, I think Nico Elite is a really good benchmark for us. Now DKB is probably gonna come, or upper 5, but I predicted DKB. And then I was like, okay, they just played 3 games. Like, it was a really intense series, and I thought like, okay, we just came into this. We play our first games. They just played really 3 exhausting games. I think it's really favoring us. And yeah, then like after first game, the mood was really good. Maybe it was a little bit like too much. Like, we were joking around a little bit too much. We are not 100% concentrated, I think, in draft. But yeah, then we had the comeback time, and then the mood was really really good. And yeah, now it's insane, and we are really hyped for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think tomorrow will be pretty possible, right? We don't know who you're playing against yet, because again, they're 1-1 right now. E-Wolves and Omega Int, but it's gonna be one of the two. Do you guys have a preference of who you prefer to play against E-Wolves or Omega Int?
Okay, and do you have any? Because I have one.
Bro, I don't know both of those teams, what can I say? So I have no preference, I just win. That's what I want.
Yeah, I want to play versus E-Wolves.
Why is
Any specific player?
No, because it's just the 3, and I want to demote to the 3, and we just beat the 3 team, and then it's even better.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Well. What an exhausting day, I would think, for you.
Yeah.
What will the phase between the games be now? I mean, you mentioned it a little bit. Of course, DKB. We have to say, hey, they only had like 1 hour to prepare, quote unquote. Of course, they knew if they win, then you guys will be waiting for them. But still, they had to play a really exhausting best of 3 series, and now play another one. Now, you guys, on the other hand, Yeah, you have a bit more time, but it is already tomorrow and even earlier than today. So, what will your preparation look like? Are you like hardcore grinding solo queue now, or are you just taking your day off? Like, what do you do to be prepared for tomorrow?
I think later we will probably we will look against who we play tomorrow. Then we probably draft prep a little bit. And for me, I will play Aram and Pokemon. Yeah, that's my preparation for tomorrow.
Bang,
Oh man, is Gengar your favorite Pokemon?
Yes.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Cerberus, what about you?
About my favorite Pokemon?
Whatever you want to answer, honestly.
Yeah, my preparation is basically, I think I just chill with my friends. Maybe, I don't know, smoke some shisha, chill. And also need to play solo queue because I DK. But yeah, overall just chill, draft preparation, and tomorrow just do some things in the, what is it called, practice tool to just warm up my fingers and stuff like this. Yeah, that's my prep.
I see. Absolutely POC, guys. Now, of course, that is all that I have to ask and to say. I always want to give the spotlight to everybody now to give their thoughts. So please, Moxie, if you have any more questions, you can go for them, of course, but also give your final thoughts for today's game and get us ready and hyped for tomorrow. And then the same for Andronexus and Cerberus. And thank you guys so much for being awesome. And for the games you played today, it was, again, a beautiful series, a beautiful 2-0 win. I'll get over to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, should I start then? Or should I be the last word?
Yep,
Yeah,
you
sure,
should be the
sure.
first one, because if you have any more questions, then you need to ask them right now.
Question-wise, I don't think I have any. I don't want to keep the boys waiting for too long because they deserve their break now. I'm just super excited for tomorrow. I think you guys showed what you can do today. I think the ramp up yesterday helped a lot, and as well the break. We saw a little bit. I mean, Alistair and I saw a little bit of preparation before the game as well, right? We were hanging out with you guys, and it basically worked exactly the way you wanted it to. So I'm excited to see that, and I'm just really hyped for tomorrow, and hope you guys can secure that like quote unquote easy quick spot in Division 3.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On the Nexus.
I just want to say thank you for everyone that was cheering for us, looking the series. Also, GG's to DKB, especially Akira and Minz. And hashtag free little Laudi.
Ooh, free little Laudi. Next time.
Cerberus.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for the cast, by the way. It was really good. I will watch it with my friends after we are done with this interview. And just say thank you for the cast. That's it, I think. Yeah. And free little Laudi, of course. Yeah, that's also important.
Free Little Laudi apparently is the name of the game. So guys, again, thank you everybody at home for watching, everybody in the chat chatting, and every lurking one. Of course, you are both super appreciated. Of course, I have to go into sellout mode real quick. Make sure to follow everybody here, like Moxie, me, the org, on all the socials. I will swap over real quick.
And the players, of course.
And the players, of course. Yeah, the players, of course, as well. Make sure to tune in for tomorrow in the afternoon. If you follow the Twitter, you will have the time and the tweets to remind you. Excuse me, the X's. I don't know what to call it now. Thanks, Musk, by the way. I don't want to keep you busy much longer. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great day, and we will see each other for tomorrow for maybe the final game again. One more clean win tomorrow against either Omega InSport or eWolves. I hope we can make it happen. Get that clean, free series win, and that's about it. And I'm so faithful about today's performance that our boys showed. GG's again to them. GG's to DKB. GG's to everybody. I have to put a stop to it at some point. So see you tomorrow, guys. Stay awesome. Bye-bye.
for one more night. Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Now let me see you put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up.
Yeah, I might just lose it. I might just have to go stupid. Hey.